In this video, I'm going to go through the beginning of the pizza exercise. You should follow this video and do the exercise in Eclipse as you're watching this video. So you'll do the beginning of this exercise as you watch this video. Let's start by looking at the pizza PDF file here. The PDF points out a bunch of examples of what you're going to do. You're going to implement several functions, the first of which will be draw points on circle. Draw points on circle will take a window, a circle, a number of points, 7 in this example, and I think maybe a color, and then it's going to draw points on circle, that many points on the circle evenly spaced around the circle. We'll do that one together. Then you are going to do a pizza function that again will take a window, a circle, a number of, in this case, slices, and a color, and it will slice the circle into pizza slices. Then the third one you do will be a function called polygon that draws polygons on a given circle, and fancy polygons that draws things that are sort of like polygons on a given circle as well. So you'll do those ones on your own. But we'll do the first one here, draw points on circle, together so you get the idea. Let's begin with that. So I'm opening up M1 Pizza here. I'm going to start by putting my name in the usual way. You should do the same. And marking it as done. Running to be sure that all's well, seems to be. When the program runs, it brings up a bunch of windows here, a bunch of Rose Graphics windows. So I'm just working my way through them. There's nothing in them yet. I'm going to actually comment out these three methods by selecting those three lines, holding down the Control key, and pressing the / key. And that way I won't have to put up with those empty pictures until I get to them. The next to do says to implement the test function for generate points on circle. In order to do that, we need to know what generate points on circle does. It takes in a circle and a number of points to generate, and it returns a list containing that many points all around the circumference of the given circle, equally distant from each other, and going clockwise around the circumference starting at the right point of the circle. So back to our picture there. If this were the circle that we're given and the number were 7, it would generate a list containing this point that I'm pointing here at, and then this, and this. So that's what that function is to do. That function we've already implemented for you. So here it is right here. Briefly, it has a loop that goes through the points. Each time through it computes an x and a y coordinate using converting from polar coordinates to Cartesian, and then having done that, appending. We haven't seen the append method, but it just adds something to a list in an efficient way, appending to the method each of the points that are generated. So what we care about is writing the test. Let's do that. Here was one test, but let's do another one. Let's set up with our list that we expect. Let's do a call to generate points on circle. Well, let's see here. First of all, let's make a simple circle. Let's do one that is centered at, say, 200, 50, and is, say, 50 in its radius. And let's move it over a little bit, 200, 100. Make it 50 with radius. And then let's do, I'm just going to copy and paste from up here. The generate points on circle with that circle, but we're going to generate just 4 points. And so the reason I want to do that is that the expected is easy to say what there should be when there are 4 points. The rightmost one, if you think about 4 points around a circle, the first one, the rightmost one, is going to be there at over, let's see here, the center is at over 200 and the radius is 50, so it's going to be over 250, I think, and down 100. And if there are 4 points, the next will be at the south position of the circle. That will be over 200, I think, and down 150, given those other numbers. And then the third one will be at the westernmost, which will be over there at 150, I think, down 100. And the other at over 200. This is the north point, and up and 50 from the top, I think. So I think that's right. Let's look and see. So let's go ahead and run that. And we'll see over here, let's make the window over here a little bigger, that we expected 250, 100, yes, yes, looks like we got it. So I'm hoping that you see from what we just did, let's close out of those, from what we just did, what generate points on circle does. Again, it takes a circle and some points, a number of points to generate, and it returns a list. Doesn't draw anything, returns a list of points scattered evenly around that circle that was given. If you don't follow that completely, be sure that you read carefully what generate points on circle does. All right, but that's our second test, so I'm done with to do 2 and can mark it done. And move on to do 3, which says to implement the test for draw points on circle. So for draw points on circle, well, I'm going to do the same test that I did just a moment ago, or very similar test. I'm just going to grab that same code here and come down to testing draw points on circle. Now, draw points on circle takes in a window and a circle and a number of points and a color. And it's supposed to draw, so this is actually going to do drawing on the circle, that many points, where each point is going to be drawn as a little dot. It's also to attach the given circle to the window, and then it's to, having generated those points, construct a circle, little circle, a dot, centered at the point, attach that little dot, fill that, fill it, and attach the point at the dot on it. So what we need here then to test this is a window. So I'm going to grab a window here, make a window. And I'll just make it 300 by 300. And then we need a circle. So I'm going to make my circle. I'll make one that is over, I'll put it in the center of my 300, so that's over 150, down 150. And I'll make it be pretty good sized, radius 100. And then we need, let's see, a number of points. I'm going to use 6. No, I think I'll use 4 actually. So I'm going to be doing draw points on circle. So I'm testing draw points on circle. It's not going to return anything, I think. And so I'm going to send it the window, the circle. I'll do 4 points in this test case. And have to give it a color. So I will give it, I don't know, what's a good color? Red. So I will do, no, I don't think I'll do red. I think I'll do cyan. And there we go. And then having done that, I need to tell my window to close on mouse click so that it doesn't go away. So I've now written a test. I can now run and see if the test works. So let's see, what do we have here? Run that again here. Okay, and so a window showed up for, this is the first test that was written up there with 7 yellow dots. Here's another one with 2 others. And here is my test case, a 300 by 300. Nothing there yet because we haven't implemented draw points on circle. So you should write code like that. Doesn't have to be the same to get your own test. The key is that you understand in writing that test what draw points on circle is to do. Let's review that right now. It takes in a window, a circle, a number of points, and a color. And first, it's going to attach the given circle to the given window. Then it'll be able to show up. It'll generate the given number of points spaced equally around the circle. Then for each of those, it'll make a little dot, a little circle centered at that point, filled with the given color, small radius. Attach that new circle to the window, and then attach the point to the window so that the point is on top of the circle. Otherwise, it'll be hidden if you do it in the other order, and render the whole thing to make it show up. So let's just go through this here. So I'm going to do it in stages. You should do the same. Always work in stages wherever practical. The first stage is to attach the given RG circle. So let's see here. By the way, you can minimize things to make them easier to see more at once if you want. So I will do that. So the first step is I'm supposed to attach the given circle. So I'll do circle. I'll attach it to the given window. And so that I can test, I will do window render. And we should see that one circle show up. Let's see if that's the case. So when I do so, don't think I got that right. There we are. When I run, I get, this is the existing test case. There's the one circle that's eventually going to have 7 yellow dots. Another one, a filled circle that will eventually have some more. Another one that will have some more dots. And here's the one test case we wrote where I've got a circle there and going to put eventually, I think it's 4 dots on it, 4 points on it. All right. The next thing that I'm supposed to do, according to the green, is generate these points spaced equally from each other, and then construct a circle at each one, filling it and attaching that circle, and also put a point on it. So let's do that. So here's the reason I wanted to do this exercise together, is I want you to be clear that what you have to do is not figure out where those points are, but to call the generate points on circle function, which needs the circle, here the variable name is circle, and the number of points, here it's number of points. So that will give us some points. And then I can loop through those points in the usual way. And for each point, I can make a little circle, I'll call it a dot, that is centered at the given at the point in the list. So I'm running through the list. I'm going to center the circle at the point that I'm at in the list. So I make a bunch of different little dots here. It says each one is to have radius, I think it is 10. It says that each dot's fill color is to be the given color. And I think then it says to attach the dot to the given window. And after that, to take the given, to take the point that we've just generated, so that's points K, and attach it to the given window. By the way, points K, when I hit the dot, not much interesting happens because Eclipse and PyDev that's working with it are unaware that points K is in fact a point. So it's unable to give meaningful help. But you and I know that points have an attach to method, and so we can put it right there, and it's going to work because we know that it has such a thing. The dot trick is help. If the dot trick doesn't operate, it doesn't necessarily mean that the thing won't go. It just means Eclipse isn't smart enough to know what it needs to know to make that help pop up. Well, there we go. There's the first of the tests, 7 yellow dots, and then I think that's 6 blue on the deep pink circle, and then it's 10 green on an unfilled one, and then there's the test we wrote with 4 cyan dots on the circle there. So I've now completed the to-dos here. I've done to-do 3, where we did the testing, and to-do 4, where we implemented the thing. So I'll mark those, make sure I'm still okay. And yep, still got those tests passing. And now I'm going to turn it over to you. So you can come back and replay this video, do whatever you need to make sure you're clear about what this exercise is doing. To summarize again, you're going to write a bunch of functions. The first is draw points on circle, which uses generate points on circle to generate the points on a circle, then loops through those points, putting them onto a circle, drawing them with a color and putting them onto putting the points down, and in the case of draw points on circle, a small filled circle centered at the point. Next, and this is what you're going to do next when the video is over, you're going to do a pizza one. Again, it's going to take a window, a number of slices in this case, a color, a thickness in this case too, and then you're to draw code that uses generate points on circle. Don't rewrite that code, call it to get your points around the circle. But now you're not going to be drawing little dots there. You're going to be drawing slices, lines. So you'll do that one. And then you'll do one that makes polygons and then fancy polygons. Again, follow the specs. The pictures are there as examples, but follow the specs. Along the line, I think you'll find that there's some really interesting pictures that show up. So it should be a fun exercise for you. If you have questions, as always, just ask. Hope you enjoy.